Hey YouTubers, it's me, BackKid3000, and I'm doing a video on Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And the question is, who is Oswald? Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was Walt Disney's first creation. Now those of you who say Mickey was his first cartoon, well then you're wrong. It all started when Charles Mintz told Disney to come up with a new idea for cartoons after the Alice comedies ended. So Walt Disney came up with this character, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Now, Walt Disney had a couple scratch ideas and was trying to come up with him until he finally came up with this looking of a bunny. So he showed it to his boss, and his boss loved the idea. So they started with their first episode, Trolley Troubles, which started in September 5th, 1927. Now, most people consider Oswald the Lucky Rabbit as the king of tunes. This was due to his plastic ability. For example, he could use his ears for multiple things. He could use them for oars, keys, helicopters, so on. But his most famous trick was when he was walking off the cliff, then he looks down, there's no more ground, he turns around but then falls. As you know, this trick was used on for the rest of cartoon history. Then, later on, Walt Disney wanted to make his qualities even better, but tragedy happened. Charles Mintz told them at the time no, and that not only he's not going to give him any more money to make his cartoons, he actually owns the character through the contract, and he also bought away most of his animators, and he told Disney that he has to work for him now and has to do what he wants. But Disney obviously said no. Now, most people believe, okay, so what? We have Mickey Mouse, it's no problem. But if Oswald would have continued, he could have been the biggest of almost cartoon hits. That's because back then he used to be silent. If he reached the sound age, like Mickey Mouse, he could have probably been even better than ever due to his plastic abilities. So, Walt Disney had to come up with a new character, which was, obviously, Mickey Mouse. But the sad part about this is that not only he created Mickey Mouse, but he abandoned Oswald, his first creation. That's where most people come with the idea of Mickey Mouse being the younger brother and Oswald the Lucky Rabbit being the older brother. So if you imagine it in a weird way, Walt Disney abandoned his first child for the youngest of all the children. Now, what is his cartoon like? Well, in the cartoon, like every single cartoon, he has an enemy. Now, his enemy was Pete. No, not the fat guy. This guy right here, playing chess with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Now, like the Pete in Mickey Mouse, he likes Oswald's girlfriend, which was Fanny the Rabbit. But they later on changed it to Hortensia the cat. This was for the reason of being Hortensia and Oswald had the same letter O, like Mickey and Minnie, which was M, and Donald and Daisy Duck, which was the letter D. And before I forget, Oswald at the time was owned by Universal. But later on, Bob Iger, who was the CEO of the company, was very involved in the negotiations with Universal, who owned Oswald. In 2006, at the time, he made a deal to trade in Al Michaels, the drawer and animator for Disney, for Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Now, most people were completely shocked by this deal, so Universal jumped right at it and made it a deal. Over 80 years, Oswald has been forgotten until in Epic Mickey, where Oswald was brought back to play a large role as the second character. And in Epic Mickey 2, Power of 2, you could actually play as Oswald. Now, most people are hoping that these two games will bring back Oswald and in his stardom. But sadly, Epic Mickey 2 was a fail due to the fact that, one, most people thought a game about Mickey would suck. Well, they're wrong. It's not really that bad. It's actually quite good. Another reason was that since they did so well in the first game, they couldn't really outdo themselves. Well, guys, now that you saw a video on Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, I hope you actually begin watching some of his old cartoons. Well, this was my episode on Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and thank you for watching. Watch again. Well, bye-bye, and see you later. Peace.